Hi everyone, this is Olga from Eagle, and today I want to continue talking about the history of different Russian czars. I know it's been a year since I created my last video dedicated to the Romanovs. It doesn't mean that I wasn't making any other videos during that year. In fact, I made lots of great ones, for example, related to food or our family traditions or art history. So make sure to check them out. But I decided that it's time to finish this amazing playlist dedicated to the Romanovs. And today I want to talk about Tsar Alexander III. Our last video was dedicated to his father, Alexander II, and we talked about how he got assassinated by a group of terrorists who weren't happy with his reforms. And even though it seems a little strange, since Alexander II was the most liberal of all the Russian czars, yet they were people that were still unhappy with his politics. So his son, Alexander III, once he took over the throne, he decided that this country needs to be ruled with the iron fist again. And he was much more conservative than his father. Even though his father had an idea of having a constitution in Russia, giving people more freedoms, Alexander III had different beliefs and he decided to stop all this liberal progress. On the other hand, during his rule, Russia was not participating in any wars, and that is how Alexander III got his nickname of Tsar the Peacemaker, because of that. Anyway, the thing that Alexander III is most famous for was being the most Russian of all the Russian czars. And he earned this title because he decided to bring back the Russian traditions and the Russian language, the Russian style in clothing and architecture into the life of Russian aristocrats. Before Alexander III, most Russian aristocrats spoke French in their everyday life. In fact, some of them didn't even know Russian at all because everything in court was done in French as well. So Alexander III decided to change that, and he introduced some laws saying that Russian was now the official language of the court. All the documents had to be written in Russian. On top of that, he decided to popularize traditional Russian culture. You might remember that the beautiful church on spilled blood was created during the rule of Alexander III, and it's created in the architectural style of Neo-Russian architecture, which means it was inspired by traditional Russian architecture of the 15th and 16th century with its beautiful onion-shaped domes, bright colors, and so on. Another thing that Alexander III did, he started a tradition of these traditional Russian balls. So in the Winter Palace, regularly, there were these beautiful balls where everybody had to dress in the fashion inspired by ancient Russian history. Women would wear these beautiful kokoshnik tiaras. Men would wear these traditional Russian long jackets and high boots. And the last of such balls actually took place during the rule of his son, Nicholas II. It took place in 1903, so the tradition really lived on. You can see some of the pictures from these balls here in the video. Another place where you can see what life at the court looked like during the rule of Alexander III is one of the rooms at the Hermitage Museum that is dedicated to this Neo-Russian style in furniture. And you will see some beautiful big bulky chairs, tables with incredibly elaborate wood carving, which also constitute that style. Another thing that Alexander III is well known for is his love story with his lovely wife, who was a Danish princess. And actually, she came to Russia to marry Alexander's brother. Her name was Dagmar, Princess Dagmar. Unfortunately, though, her groom-to-be passed away while she was in Russia preparing for the wedding. But while she was at her groom's bed rest taking care of him, she got to know his brother, future Tsar Alexander III. They fell in love at the bed rest, and they actually had a really happy marriage full of love. They had several children. A wonderful thing about them was that Dagmar was really short and really petite woman, while Alexander was huge. He was really strong, and actually in Russia at the time he was really treated like the strong man and the father figure. One really famous story that happened to him, and that where his strength really helped, is once the royal family was taking a train ride, and there was an accident on the road, and the train car where the royal family was actually got off the rails and fell over. Some of the members of the royal family got injured, but their father, Alexander III, was able to save them because he was able to lift up a whole train car and let his whole family get out of that train car. So he was also a really strong man. This was probably the last authority figure in the Romanov family, because soon after that his son Nicholas II took over, and the destiny of the Russian monarchy changed forever. But you will find out about that in my next video dedicated to the very last Russian Tsar.